First of all, I would like to thank you for your voluntary time. I know you have been through a lot over the last year, both politically and technically. You have handled it with grace and determination. The city is fortunate to have such dedicated and thoughtful leadership. Your compassion for the community, your guidance through these difficult times are all greatly appreciated. Thank you. My name is Brent Mellick. I'm the Director of Information Technology at the City of Springfield. I've been with the city for nearly 30 years, began as an intern in the engineering division, became a GIS coordinator, GIS supervisor, technical services division manager, and then moved from public works to the IT department to become the IT director. During this time, I've worked side by side with nearly every team in every department. Learned an incredible amount about how the city operates and how technology is applied to support core business functions. I've really enjoyed working with the city and enjoyed opportunities to represent the city on local and regional committees, opportunities to represent the city on state information councils, represent the city before the National Academy of Sciences, and several years ago, the opportunity to lead an international team composed of city staff, as well as staff from India and from Moffett Field, California, to win an international first place award in the professional division of a joint NASA and European Space Agency event in Helsinki, Finland. Being a public employee, an event for which I paid my own travel. It has truly been an honor and a privilege to work for the city and serve the citizens of Springfield. So what do we do in IT? IT services a broad array of city services, financial and human resource systems. We service land management systems such as tax lots, address points, political and service boundaries. We support facilities management systems for wastewater, stormwater, and streets. We support technology for 911 dispatch, police patrol, body-worn cameras, courts, and investigation. For fire and life safety, such as ambulance billing systems, systems to share emergency patient care information between medical units and hospitals. For community development, we support building permits, business permits, and development review. We support virtual desktop infrastructure for patrons in the library, and we support shared systems such as electronic document management systems, service desk functions, as well as underlying infrastructure that supports all of these systems above, such as networks, switches, cables, servers, PCs, tablets, and phones. Lastly, and recently a very high import, we support information security compliance. Let me read a snip from a recently received report from our Emergency Operations Manager, Ken Vogany. Quote, from 2018 to 2020, the FBI observed increases in business email compromise, or BEC, actors targeting state, local, tribal, and territorial government entities for financial gain due to vulnerability, exploitation, and transparency requirements. The COVID-19 pandemic exacerbated these cybersecurity challenges as local governments shifted a significant portion of their workforce to remote work from the FBI Cybersecurity Division. Simply put, cybercrime has flourished with COVID, and we are one of the major targets. So how is IT structured to support these services? Organizational structure is simple and effective. We have 3 divisions. The network division is responsible for help desk, network services, PCs, mobile units, and security. The applications division is responsible for central applications such as financial systems, HR systems, and electronic document management systems. The GIS division supports management systems, land information systems, and community development systems. This group also provides data development, data analysis, and data publishing services. For example, the maps you see coming to council are often from this group, well, at least the higher end variety. Each division has a manager, and as you're aware, I oversee the department. During COVID and in support of the CARES projects, IT staff wore many hats, worked across divisional boundaries, and as you will see in subsequent slides, really stepped up to the plate. Significant changes here are 1, the elimination of a security analyst, and 2, the conversion of a system administrator to an application manager. Now I'll look at the people behind the division. Here is our class of 2020 picture. These are the faces of IT and the great people behind the scenes that performed all of the work. Kumar Pandey, bottom right, is our new administrative manager. We are fortunate to have a diverse and talented group of people, some very hardworking people. Now let's transition from people to numbers. There are a few highlights in our budget this year. Even with COVID and the related new technologies such as remote desktop solutions, virtual private network solutions, and significant gains with Microsoft Office 365, our overall costs have remained flat. Challenges highlighted in the table above reflect minor changes, such as changes to take on additional procurement work tasks reflected in Program 7000, changes from budget rebalancing in Program 7073, and changes from reducing contractual services in Program 7078. Overall, IT's FY22 proposed budget is about 7% less than our FY22 amended budget. Now let's look at changes and FY2 goals. As you will see from the charts, workload has steadily increased while resources have decreased. Personal services such as desktop PCs and tablets have increased from 346 in FY15 to nearly 600 in FY21. IT staff has actually decreased over the last few years, reflecting the elimination of the information security position. Regarding goals, the list to the right reflect FY21 initiatives, which included supporting the onslaught of COVID, which at the time we were very much unprepared, protecting IT assets from cyber threats, moving to a supported version of Windows software and off a dying Exchange or mail server, and many keep the lights on tasks such as patching, upgrades, and other security compliant works. So how well did we do? Progress towards goals. Telework. In response to COVID-19, IT developed tools for secure telework for nearly 145 employees within 1 week of the original City Hall closure. Since that time, IT has continually worked to enhance and expand this tool set for all employees who are continuing to telework. Security. We deployed a new backup, Datto appliance, and methodology to protect all city systems and restore service to any location in a matter of minutes. In the event of a hardware failure, user error, malware, ransomware attack, or some other denial of service attack. EOC support. IT provided 2 FTE from March through September to automate the procurement and inventory management processes within the EOC, to configure Microsoft Teams, train personnel on the appropriate use, and then work side by side with EOC staff to perform procurement inventory management tasks. Oracle. PeopleSoft, we upgraded the PeopleSoft tools for both financial systems and the HR systems. Office 365. From November 2020 through February 2021, IT migrated all DPW staff, approximately 130 FTE, from OneDrive to OneDrive, Teams, and SharePoint, and migrated critical DPW information into the Microsoft Government Community Cloud. What lies ahead in FY22? In FY22, we need to pick up the pieces and move on. Several large initiatives include completing the phone project. In FY21, we dealt with the underlying infrastructure such as cabling and switches. We selected a vendor and laid out the work plan. Now in FY22, we'll be deploying the new system. Server replacement. Enterprise servers and storage systems that house the majority of all servers and services are up for replacement in FY22. This will ensure that all mission-critical hardware and software continue to be fully supported by their manufacturers. Facilities management. Over the last few years, the GIS Division and Operations Department have deployed mobile facilities management tools. These include mobile applications for operations, field crews, and better work tracking for crew managers. This work will continue in FY22. Taking on these challenges with current resource constraints will require a solid strategy and considerable luck. IT faces some serious challenges moving forward. Regarding IT hardware replacement reserves, IT will work with finance to refine hardware replacement schedules and reserves for core network infrastructure to assure timely and adequate replacement. Renew and expand enterprise software agreements. The city relies heavily on long-term enterprise software agreements with major software vendors such as Microsoft, VMware, Dell, Adobe, Esri, and Autodesk, and others to provide essential computer functionality. We will leverage competitive bidding process, regional master purchase agreements, and other instruments to contain costs going forward. Additional technology needs. Technology needs at the city steadily outpace the capacity of the IT department. With telework, these needs have increased. As a result, customer frustrations are high and critical systems are in jeopardy. Drivers include information security, compliance, and resiliency, complex hybrid cloud technologies, management, applications integration, and support for the ever-increasing number of devices used by employees. To support these needs, refinement of the security roadmap, security plan, and SLA will be core activities. I would like to close with a high-level summary and a few points. Key changes. There are few to no significant budget changes in the overall, with an overall reduction of 7%. Minor changes reflect budget entry, software purchase rebalancing, and a reduction in contractual services. 713 changes address planned replacement of major IT infrastructure, such as telephone infrastructure and servers. Observations and closing comments. IT has demonstrated that when focused on specific needs, such as those presented by COVID, service delivery can be very effective and productive. We have a very diverse and versatile IT team that routinely goes above and beyond to support the organization. External pressures, such as telework, security, and infrastructure maintenance are driving up demands for IT service. At some point, we're going to have to address this disparity. IT is running out of creative and patchy solutions to address increasing demands and will at some point need to address the underlying resource deficiencies. Thank you for your time, and again, thank you for your service.